Pay no interest until 2030 with no down payment when you buy in store. Only at Ashley.
Here we are at the Labor Day weekend. Coming up this weekend, a chance for most of us, I hope, to enjoy that extra day off, rest up a little bit. Not so much John Rector with the Union Gospel Mission. He is on the show saying once again, come on over and enjoy some barbecue and support the work that they do. Good to see you.
Good to see you again.
You might get to rest a little bit though this year, because in years past, this barbecue that y'all do has been the efforts of you and your wife.
Yes.
This year you had a donor to step up and
We
help
did.
you.
We've got a local, it's a caterer called Birchfield's Butts and Briskets, and they reached out to me and said, hey, we want to help. We're going to cook and donate all the barbecue, the pork and the chicken for the Labor Day fundraiser.
So you're going to have to refresh my memory, but I think I've got it right. You do this every Labor Day, and this is like the food is free.
Yes.
You just ask for a donation.
Exactly. This is our 11th year doing it, and it's a great backstory. 12 years ago, my wife started saying, honey, we need to do a Labor Day fundraiser. I said, I'm not doing a Labor Day fundraiser. A month later, she said, honey, we need to do a Labor Day fundraiser. I said, I'm not doing a Labor Day. And 11 years later, we're still doing a Labor Day fundraiser.
As always, she won. Okay, so you mentioned the 11 years
yes.
for the Labor Day fundraiser. This was a big year for you at the Union Gospel Mission, 75 years.
Yes, ma'am. We started in 1950, and so this year is our 75th year of ministry in the Chattanooga area. And so we're excited about what God's doing. We're getting ready to go into a building campaign before the end of the year and do some expansion. And so it's been a really good year for us.
It's hard to think that there could be people watching who aren't familiar with what you do, but there may be some people. So you really cater specifically to men, right? Who are
for our
homeless?
residential programs, yes. So we offer two different residential programs. One is most people consider a recovery program. We call it a discipleship program because we believe in recovery through discipleship. And then we do a transitional housing program. It's for guys from kind of any section. They may come from another program, they may graduate our program. We've had guys come out of incarceration with no place to go, and it just helps them take that next step back into productive society.
You mentioned then, in answer to my question, that for the residential side of it, it is focusing on the men,
yes.
but then there is the non-residential services that
Correct.
you offer too.
We do a ton of community outreach. We do our Thanksgiving dinner, our Christmas dinner, our Easter dinner. We go out into the camps and the street locations where they kind of gather, and we try to help hand out water in the summer and blankets and stuff in the winter. And that's open to anybody and everybody.
What does that mean, John? I mean, you so casually will say we go out into the camps. I think a lot of us have a vision of something. Do you think our vision's right? Is it?
Probably not. They're not hard to find. I'd encourage anybody, figure out where they're at and just drive by and look. It looks like a third world country. Most of them do. And there are folks in dire straits, and most of them don't have transportation. So if they're out away from the services that are offered, and there's a ton of services in town, a lot of organizations do a lot of good work. But when these folks are way out away from everything, sometimes they need that little extra help.
They're all individual people with their own individual stories, I know. But does it happen sometimes that they find themselves in this difficult spot because of something like a car breaking down? They can't get to work, and then the snowball.
Sure. Again, it's everything from the typical what most people would think of drugs and alcohol to mental health to just circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
Again, you lose your job, you get downsized, you can't find something right away, your car breaks down, you can't pay your rent. Next thing you know, you're living in a tent or under a tarp out in the woods.
I found myself out Gun Barrel Way yesterday, in fact. And I tell you what, John, I think I counted 6 people, really, in that area near PetSmart and that whole section. One of them was pushing a buggy and then a suitcase behind full of things. And then many, as we've all experienced, are there asking for money at the light. What is the right thing to do? Follow your heart?
Yeah, when I first started this 25 years ago, hard to believe it, I'm saying I've been doing this 25 years, I would always tell people, don't give money. I've changed that over the years, and I tell people, do what God tells you to do. I don't know any better than He does, so if God lays it on your heart to give Him money, give Him money. I think the best thing to do is support agencies that provide services for them. That way you know where your money's going, there's some accountability for it.
Would they normally know where to turn for help? Like, do they know about you?
Most of them do. And so and that's why we go out into the camps and into the streets. We want them to know we're there. So when they're at that place in their life, they're ready for that next step. They're ready to do whatever it takes. Then we're there to help them.
Okay, so you mentioned supporting the agencies like yours that are there to help people. One way is to come to the fundraiser.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it happening Labor Day proper, and where
Labor
do we
Day.
go?
Yep, it is on Gun Barrel. You know where the Maple Street Biscuits is, right there in the Walmart complex. We're going to be in the far end of their parking lot.
Okay.
We've been there for probably 6 years now.
And perhaps some of the 6 people who I saw yesterday may also be there, right? That's kind of the hope, isn't it?
We will have some of those folks come in. I mean, ideally, it's a fundraiser. We want to raise money to do what we do, but we'll have some of those folks come by, and sometimes they'll drop a few pennies or a little bit of change, and sometimes they'll just take a meal and go. But that's why we do a free barbecue.
And if you go and they're wanting to talk to you, talk to them. Because they can be fascinating people who just life has given them a tough time.
Some incredible stories.
75 years.
Yes,
Thank you, John.
It's 11 to 2 on Monday.
All right. You know where to be. And you can always learn more at ugmchat.com, Union Gospel Mission.
Thank you.
A fresh start is closer than you think. Quiet Creek Wellness is now open in Chattanooga, and we're offering safe, effective laser tattoo removal with 0% APR financing, because healing your story shouldn't come at a high